with the Investing News Network, and here today with me is Joseph Grosso, President, CEO, and Executive Chairman of Golden Arrow Resources. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Charlotte, I'm very grateful for you to have me as your guest. It's great.
Okay, now I want to... Great. So let's start by discussing Golden Arrow's most recent announcement, the completion of option payments for the Chinchillas silver project. Can you tell me why that news is significant for the company?
Charlotte, I think that it's recognized the time that we live in and completing an acquisition, so we have a clear title of the project that we have. We are very excited to be able to do that. It wasn't easy to put $1 million last payment, but we have done it. The project is entirely ours, and the values are increasing as we keep on drilling.
Okay. Now, on a different note, you also recently completed Phase 4 drilling at the project. And what I thought was interesting about that was the comment that Stepout drilling did actually not end up defining the limits of the deposit. Could you tell me why that's important?
Charlotte, that is a question that you already answered. We are very excited about it.
Yeah.
We delineated a value to put in production, and then we said, okay, we don't know the parameters yet. So we drilled 11.2 thousand meters to find out where the parameters were. Well, not only we found more value, which will be soon announced as soon as it's been audited by third-party auditors, but we have discovered new area that deserve it to be continued, that will give an extension eventually when we'll do it. So it's a great question. Thank you for asking it. We have not delineated exactly what it ends, but we have more values to announce.
Okay, so those are two big announcements. But what do the company's summer plans look like moving forward?
We're located in a region which is silver producing history. In fact, 7 companies are already in production on the trend, and we would like to take it the fastest way to production, which obviously is complex, and but we hope to close a deal with one of the producers that we can reduce the amount of time they're going in production, and so that is our mission today.
Right, okay. So obviously you've done lots of work so far, and there's lots of work still to come. You've completed a couple of financings recently, but I'm just wondering if you'll have to go back to market to raise more money, or what are your plans for funding?
Oh, I would be so happy if I could say no, we don't. Yes, we will be needing more financing coming up. It is not the most conducive time, as you know, but we're trying very, very hard to bring in the funds, and we're succeeding so far. So we will continue. I would like to recognize and be very, very grateful. One of the producers in the area is Silver Standard, and in our last endeavor to do financing, they took the whole issue. And what does that mean? Well, it means that they recognize that our project does have value, the quality of the project. So we're very happy with that. It's indicative that we're on the right track.
Right, and you also did a shares for services agreement recently, which I thought was interesting. Are you anticipating more of those in the future?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why, because while the general investor look at the market price, these suppliers, drillers, and everything else look at the project and they say, oh my God, I want a piece of this. And they offer to acquire for services. So they give us a discount on the service that they provide, namely drilling, and they buy at a much higher price than the market. And we're going to continue on that. I think we have several iron in the fire that we know that can materialize into above the market financing.
Okay, great. So finally, I noticed last time I checked, the company's share price is up about 22% year to date. And obviously that's because you've released some good news, but I'm also wondering if there's any overall strategies that you're following at the company that you think have contributed to that success.
Value, value, value.
Yeah.
if you, as I said, if the people in the industry who are a supplier recognize that the value represented in the marketplace, it's extremely low, a very minute percentage of the real value. I suppose that there are wise investors in the industry that they do take the time to look at our values and keep on buying. And fortunately, we have more buyers than seller, and that is the reason why 22% and going higher.
Right. Okay, those are all my questions for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Golden Arrow trades on the TSXV under the symbol GRG, and I'm Charlotte McLeod with Resource Investing News.